Hello and welcome back to this edition of Value Time. Very glad you're joining us, however you may be joining us. Again, your host, Keith Weissach, licensed clinical social worker. And very few people know that side of me. So very excited about the theater as I've been able to do different things with it. I am so very excited about La Petite reopening this brand new building, but even more excited about what you're going to get to see on the stage with Neil Simon's Come Blow Your Horn. We have the director and some of the cast with us today. First, we have Miss Pat Hornsby-Crochet, who is directing.
Yes.
Pat, thank you, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate that. Sitting next to her is the Larry Hyatt. You hear him on radio all the time. You've seen him on stage. And Larry, of course, playing the role of Mr. Baker. Larry, thanks for being here.
No, my pleasure.
All right. Sitting next to him, his lovely wife on the stage, Miss Sherry Opal, the role of Miss Baker. So thanks for joining us, Sherry. We appreciate
welcome.
that. So, Pat, we're coming back into the theater, and it's got 2 bathrooms.
Yes.
And it is
Handicap
beautiful.
bathrooms,
That is
too.
correct, at that. Let's talk about the excitement of this play coming as the inaugural play after all the reconstruction.
It's funny, and people are going to have a good time if they come, when they come.
And they need to come.
Yes, they
and,
do.
And so there was a writer who wrote about the play that was done in 2001, and the director said, the play is funny, but when you get these people together, it's even funnier. And I can't imagine that you don't feel any differently than Charlie did back in 2001 about this cast.
Right. I bonded with the cast, and they've bonded with each other,
Wow.
which is great because there's chemistry.
Yeah. And listen, you can't write that, and
No,
you can't create
no.
that. That's the magic of the theater that happens
Correct.
when it's good.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So Larry, you've played lots of different roles.
Yeah.
Tell us about Mr. Baker, a really happy guy, huh?
Yeah, disgruntled's a good word for it.
Right.
He's an Archie Bunker. He
Yep.
is. He's very worried about his kids because one is being led astray by the older one.
Yep.
And he's that kind of dad, and he's in New York, so he gets to talk like this and things like that.
And he's trying to get his boys to come and help me with my business. I need you to be part of my business, and you're not, and y'all are doing all these crazy things. A lot of fathers kind of deal with that and go through that.
Yeah, a lot. And on both sides, too. Try to give him a little depth
Right.
by being worried about his son and not just mad at him because he's wine, women, and song is his problem. He's a playboy, and he doesn't want the younger son to get involved with the same thing. And he wants to leave, go on his own, but he doesn't want him to. He wants him to stay in the family and then the business, and it's family still after all these years, written so long ago.
And so some of those things just continue to resonate because they're just these great
Exactly.
themes, right?
Yes.
And so Buddy, poor Buddy, God bless him. I know him.
Yes.
I was Buddy once, both on stage and in real life. And so the interesting thing about that, about the reality of that, Larry, is that my brother, very good looking, 3 years older than me, Wine, Women, and Song was his 3 themes. And I was this really shy.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's hard to believe. You know,
Yeah,
Jimmy
Keith,
Buffett's song,
yeah,
I'm just trying to get by being quiet and shy. Some people don't believe me, but actually there's some truth to that. And I really wanted to be my brother and just couldn't. So I ended up having to find my own way. And that's kind of what Come Blow Your Horn is, how people find their own way. So let's talk to Mrs. Baker a little bit. Second time on the stage?
Yes, first
Second-
time was Don't Talk to the Actors, which was directed by Miss Pat.
Right.
And Miss Baker just loves both her sons, and she's trying to keep the peace between the boys and the dad, and some pretty funny scenes. So
Some great scenes and a hell of a job, right? Trying to keep peace between those 3.
Yes,
Right?
yeah.
So the woman of the house trying to really get all these people to get along.
right.
And
Yeah.
just the chaos that's created.
My favorite part's when I run away from home. I love that.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
That's one way to keep the peace.
I know that's right. You know what? You don't want to do it my way? Do it on your own.
That's right.
And so that's just got to be such a wonderful perspective. And that's just, mothers, they want their kids and their husband to get along.
They want them
And
to
so-
do good, but they want to feed them too, and
Yeah, and that's how they love them, right? We love our kids by
Food.
feeding them.
Feed them and they will come.
And if they don't come, you're leaving.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Some thoughts, Larry?
I was thinking about the new theater. People should come see the new theater.
It's beautiful.
Well, and listen, I will tell you, you want to come and see the play. You want to come and see what they're going to do. Because I can tell you, knowing the direction, the acting, and all of the value that there is in that, you want to come see it. Very well written play. But like Larry said, come and see the theater and experience a theatrical performance second to none now.
Right.
Yeah,
With this
yeah.
beautiful new theater.
Having been there and performed in there so many years, it feels the same, but it doesn't.
Okay.
And it's interesting. When you look out in the audience, it's a little different. But you feel the walls around you, and you know you're downtown. And they've been able to save some of the backstage, too, for the actors.
And some of our signatures?
Some of our signatures through the years.
Right.
And they still have that. So when you're backstage, you can look at a wall and feel that you're back downtown. But then you turn around, and this new comfortable place is
Where
there.
old meets new. And
Yes.
quite
Yeah,
frankly, it's one
yes.
of the themes in the play as well.
Right,
Where old
right.
meets new and what they're trying to do. A coming of age play is what it's called, and a coming of age time. The first play to come into the new
Yes.
theater as it's been renovated, and as Larry talked about, it's old, feels old backstage before you walk out, and you walk out and it's new. This has got to be exciting.
Yes, it is exciting, and everybody should come and see the new theater.
Come see, come blow your horn.
Right.
You just want to be able to do that. In fact, Jen, let's put that flyer up before we talk to our actor and actresses. Want to let people know to come see, come blow your horn. It's a Neil Simon play. Show dates January 27th, 28th, 29th, and February 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They have evening performances at 7:30. Matinee performances begin at 2 o'clock. You can follow the link, and we don't have the link there, but go to La Petite. You can see all of that information, and you can go get your season tickets. Like three of the family members of mine have done already. Go get your season tickets. I promised Steve Crispino I would let people know that. But Pat, let's talk about why this is going to be such a fun play. And I think it's because of the two people to your left. I want to introduce them. Liz Foss, who's playing the roles, not role, roles of both Connie and Peggy. And so a little split personality for you. It happens in the theater a lot. We sometimes get called crazy, but when you play two roles, that's what happens. I want to find out a little bit more about that, but welcome. And also we have Will Carruthers, who pretends not to be funny, but is. And so Will gets to play a playboy in Alan Baker. And so Will, welcome to the show as well.
Thank you.
All right. But Liz, let's talk about what it's like to play two characters in the same play.
Well, it's very interesting. This is actually the third play that I'm in that I play two characters, so maybe it's just, but this
Okay,
is the first
so-
time that it's not written that way. Pat came to me and said, "Hey, you want to do two characters?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah. Hey,
So-
it's a New York play of people coming into their own, and you get to split between two of them.
Exactly, and they're two very different characters. So I get to have a lot of fun. I get to bring out all sides of my personality. have to really stretch.
I like it.
Bring
I like it.
everything out.
And now we're thinking about personality disorder, and so that's good.
Exactly.
But you have to have, we
Yes,
all have
I'm
to be a little bit
exploring
crazy.
that.
Ooh, very good. I want you to keep knocking on that door. And so your excitement about the play.
Oh, I'm so excited. Not just to be in this play because it's so funny and people are going to have so much fun,
Right.
but also to be part of the first play in the renovated theater is so exciting and a great opportunity for all of us.
It's kind of iconic, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. No one else is going to have that experience.
That's exactly right. This is something all your own, which is
Yep.
very cool. All right, so the very funny Will Carruthers, I've been told, and so playing the role of Alan. And so Alan goes through this transition, but he's got this conflict with Dad. And it's really interesting, as Larry kind of mentioned it. You know, Dad's kind of doing his role, but the oldest son's got some responsibilities. But this is also very fun.
Oh, it's super fun. It's one of my favorite shows I've done in a while. And yeah, I think every kid is stretching it, but I think every kid has had some conflicts with their father, as you're coming into your own. So it's really fun to be able to play that up a bit,
Right.
a little more dramatic than hopefully most people have in their lives.
Right.
But it's a great time, and Larry's great to work with on stage.
No, he really is. I can't think about this play without smiling, but now I can't think about this cast without smiling. And I think people really, and I'll do this again, come and see, come blow your horn. And I will tell you intimately, this show is very, very good, but I promise you Pat's made it even better. Just the idea of her wanting to do these two characters and bring that out with one person, that's just very unique. That's what you bring, Pat. And it's a
Well,
good thing.
Your excitement and your creativity really comes out. When I told Liz, I said, can you do a different voice? She said, yeah. Okay.
Just like that.
And she's going to be dressed different.
Right.
She's going to act different.
Yeah.
But she's going to look different, but people are going to say, wasn't that the person?
Did I
who
just
is
see
the-"
her? I love that. I love that question in the audience, right? Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I think, and so that's just such a fun part of plays
Well,
as well.
and it's kind of emblematic of what Alan sees
He has a
in
type.
different
in Buddy.
women.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Alan's got a
Oh.
type, I think is what it is.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
He has
Or
different.
two types. as
Two
it
types.
may be.
Right.
And how that's changing. And so we see the metamorphosis, if you will, about
right.
one changing and starting to come down and the other starting to come up. And just,
Yes.
it's that meeting in the middle that's just so funny.
Yeah.
And so really cool. So Pat, I'm excited for you about this and directing. That's so very cool. And so again, so for most people that don't know, Pat was my director when I was in high school in the very first play I ever did. And I fell in love with the theater. I want you to do the same thing. Jen, put that back up. Come and see, come blow your horn. It's going to be at Petit Theatre. It is a Neil Simon play, January 27th, 28th, and 29th, February 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 7:30 at night, 2 o'clock in the matinees. Will, thank you very much. Liz, in both characters, thank you very much. Pat, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
We're going to flood the theater with being sold out every night in this
I hope
inaugural
so.
celebration back at the renovated theater. We're really looking forward to it. Our community should be looking forward to it. Thank you all so much.
Okay.
And thank you for joining us. And we will be right back with some more local programming here on HTV. Don't go anywhere.